Hey guys, this is Natalie from Treasures of Minnie, and yep, it has been a long time. But I'm back, and I promise I'm going to start trying to do at least 2 videos a week. So I originally was going to do a card with a stamp set that I had just gotten from Art Impressions, and it's this little birthday fairy right here, and it actually comes with a die cut to cut out her skirt and a little wobble mechanism so it wobbles. But as I was doing that, I remembered that my best friend had given me a couple of sheets of Copic paper. And so I kind of started thinking about it and was like, hey, let's, try it out and see what the differences were. And then I ended up trying out another kind of paper as well. And then it kind of led me to this video. I kind of discovered some things that I thought that you guys might like to know. In the process of doing that, I colored this fairy so many times. It was not even funny. I really don't even know if I want to make a card with it, but it is a very cute little stamp set, and I am sure you guys will be seeing it in the future with it actually in a card. But for now, let me just tell you kind of the breakdown on what I discovered in doing this. The first fairy over there that I colored is on a Nina Classic Crest Solar White 80-pound cardstock. This is normally what I color on, and at the end of the video I was going to let you watch me do some Copic coloring, and this is the fairy that you will see me color. The only difference between this one and the one that you see me color is this trim. In the coloring video I actually did it a light blue because I thought, in my head I was thinking it was like a piece of ribbon trim. And then when I got to examining it a little more, I decided that maybe it was like a under part of the dress, like maybe a tutu, and that's why it was so puffy. So I decided to actually color that just a little bit darker. So that's the only difference. So I didn't want you to think that these were two different ones. I just kind of went back over it. Now, in this Nina cardstock, I did purposely go out of the line in some places, like here at the belt and just a second ago up by the arm, because I wanted to use the colorless blender on all of these to see how it worked with each cardstock. On the Nina, it took the color right out. It did not bleed. It did not stain the paper or anything. It was beautiful. I mean, as you can see, right there where I was pointing under the arm, I'd actually gotten blue there, and the colorless blender took it right out. There wasn't a problem. This is Strathmore Bristol. This is what I use for my Zig Clean markers, which I love. So I thought, well, I'll try it with this. As you can see on the little die cut, this is the part that you would die cut out if you were actually using the wobble. You can see it like goes on there and it wobbles. It's really pretty. I mean, it blends beautifully, and I didn't have a problem with it at all. But I'm not sure if you can tell here. You can kind of see where the blue has bled up onto her arm. I got blue on her arm, and then I purposely went over it with the colorless blender, and it bled all up in the arm really bad. So I was kind of done with it at that point. I was like, I mean, I knew I wouldn't use it for anything. However, this paper does work wonderful with the Zig Clean markers, and I'll probably do a video with that later. Anyway, though, as you can see on this piece, it really did blend pretty, and it really does look pretty, but if you're anything like me and you get outside of the lines, this is probably not the paper for you. The last piece here is the Copic paper that my girlfriend had given me, and I did get out of the line right up here. I purposely chose the armpit because I figured I might be able to hide it. As you can see, it's still blue there. It did not get out the blue. However, it didn't bleed either, though. It did lighten the blue, but I couldn't get rid of it. So with that, I would say that we're down to these two. And here are a few of my thoughts of the differences between the two, because I really did like them both. Both the Nina and the Copic, I could definitely see myself continuing to use. Here's my kind of pros and cons. This Copic is a lot thinner piece of paper, and if you were going to fussy cut this out, it would be so easy to do. I mean, you could do it with the Nina as well. It's just a lot thinner. Also, because it's so much thinner, if you can see down here at the bottom, I did not have to go over this over and over and over again to get nice smooth lines. So basically it didn't use near the amount of ink with the Copic that I feel like I used with the Nina 80 pound. It's still beautiful blend, and where I did make little boo-boos, I was able to get it right out, no problem. But I did have to continue to go over and over and over the areas. I felt like more than I did have to with the Copic. Either way, it wasn't a big deal because, I mean, if you're coloring with Copics, you probably enjoy doing it anyway. So I guess it's just a matter of, if you're going to do like a big space like this, I would probably use the Copic paper. You're not going to use as much ink versus if you're just doing like the die cut on the skirt, then sure, grab some Nina, do that with it like this because it's going to be firmer anyway and stand up more and wobble better and all that. Anyway, so I guess it just depends on what you're going to be doing with it. One last thing I want to point out before we kind of go to the end, and I'm just going to kind of let you guys watch me color, and I'm going to sort of give a brief tutorial on how I color. But I wanted to point out that yes, the skin tones in this are two different colors. The Nina one is the one you're going to watch me color at the end. The reason the Copic one is darker is because when I was coloring with you guys with the Nina, I only had a few markers out at a time versus when I started doing the one on the Copic paper, I had several markers out at a time and I wasn't paying attention and I actually grabbed the wrong color. So I just kind of went with it. You can see down there that her leg right there is actually the darkest of all. So I tried to fix it a little bit, but it didn't work out. And also the bottom, I did the same thing on the shadow on the bottom. So no, the Nina and the Copic do not change the actual Copic color. That is totally my fault. So anyway, I love them both and I will most definitely use them both. I'm going to kind of give you guys a little brief rundown on how I Copic color. I'm not really a professional at it. I do enjoy doing it. So I'm going to give you just kind of a little brief rundown and then I will play some music and just kind of let you guys watch me color. And I hope you enjoy this and I hope it has helped you. And I hope you enjoy watching. So these are the colors I'm going to use for the main part of her dress. I'm going to use B01, B02, and B04. I always start with the lightest color and I color in that whole area first. Alright, and then I come in with my second to lightest. Then my darkest. Back to my middle tone. My lightest. And I blend. kind of in the home stretch here. I hope you enjoyed this. You can also find me on Facebook at Treasures of Minnie Craft Corner. You can also ask me questions in the comments below, and I will try to answer those as quickly as possible. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. I will be doing at least 2 videos a week. I'm kind of hoping to do 3, but at least 2. Thanks, and I'll see you again next time.